Good morning, y'all. It's August 14th, Sunday morning. I'm Rachel and I'm gardening on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Zone 9A. And y'all, this is the first day that we've had sun in, I do not recall how long. Oh man, it's been raining and raining. And I haven't gotten to do much of anything in the garden this week at all because I work full time, and so it's really cutting into my gardening, y'all. So I just have the margins of the day to even do anything, and during that time it has rained and rained, and it's just funny because at the beginning of the summer we had no rain, hardly at all, and then now it's just a deluge. And so today the sun's out and it's dry-ish, and I'm just going to show you what's been happening. I moved the pots of phlox that I had planted, the native phlox, out here so they could get a little bit more sun. So there's one, and then this has got phlox in it, although it's hard to see because it's kind of getting overgrown. And then I brought the other one that's got that little fan flower. I think it's called Scaviola. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Over here. So I just kind of expanded this. This thing just keeps getting, eventually I'm gonna rip out all this weedy grass right here, and it's just gonna be all flowers in pots, of course, because and then also in February I am gonna dig up my David Austin roses that I have over here. I have two that you can hardly see. They're just getting kind of overgrown, and they keep getting dug out. You probably can't see in there, but the armadillo is coming around and trenching around the base of them. And that is James Galway right there. It just has kind of decided to fall over from the side of the arbor. Apparently it doesn't want to climb. It just wants to fall out here, which is, it's fine. I like that. I love it. So, oh yeah, last night I trimmed back this Cecile Bruner rose, and it's I'm sad because I should have left some little tendrils kind of hanging down to make it just kind of romantic still, and but now it just looks kind of stark, and I think I've done a boo-boo with that, but thank God it'll grow back. And my goodness, it will grow back fast. So I've rearranged just a few things. There was the pots I had right there, they were just getting, overshadowed. So I moved one over here to the circle garden. And I'm just loving how lush everything is. It's just so cool. And, I dug this wishbone flower up where it had seeded itself in another area of the garden, and it just is so happy. It's filled out that space so well. I'm going to dig the other ones up and put them in a pot. I'll show you where they are. They really will self-seed, and I appreciate it. I mean, they're super inexpensive, and they want to live. Oh, and look at this. This is a little seedling of a coral nymph salvia that has just come up all by itself, and I'm in love with them. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that they're like my favoriteest thing now, and I mean they're the bees' favoriteest thing. So it's not just me being selfish because I think it's so romantic and sweet, but they just come along in the morning and tear them up. And oh, over here, I did trim this back. This is that Mexican bush sage that it gets crazy. It gets crazy out of control. So here's one. I mean, this is actually 4, I think, that I planted right here, which that was stupid because this is 1, and you can see how big that is. So I had to cut it back because the birds have just been tearing it up anyway, because I've got my bird feeders over here. But I was going to show y'all, look, a creek has been running through the backyard. Whenever it rains, it just pours off the corner of the house, and then it runs down here, washes everything out, and goes all the way down there. And I don't know where it ends up, but I guess it drains into our sandy soil. But we have just been just flooded out. So these summer romance roses, just loving that together. That is just so lovely. And this coneflower, it just came up from seed that I threw out. So that's really the only way flowers come up around here. Is I'm going to try to do a little bit better this year and try to grow things from seeds in pots. I say that every year, but you know, I've got some new things that I'm going to try. And one other thing I was thinking about is, so this is, you know, I've been treating this separately from this, and I think next year I'm going to do a thing where I treat this whole like curve right here, because it gets about the same amount of sun. It gets really bright sun from about right there all the way around. I'm going to treat it like one border and kind of plant things like, you know, like an English border. So I'm really excited about that, y'all. It's going to be fun. And do a little bit more planning, because all this stuff is pretty much just, I've just been, I go to the store, I find something I like, I would say, where are we going to put this? Let's plunk it in somewhere, you know? So it'd be nice to have maybe kind of a plan. We'll see if I can manage to stick with that. Also, I would really like to make this circle garden be more of a design. Although, aren't you just loving how big that got? I just love it. That I didn't expect that at all, and I'm hoping I can baby it through the winter and keep it forever and ever. I love the way the zinnias are coming out of the center, and that coleus is so bright and fun. And what makes it so great is not just that it's that chartreuse, but it's got those little kind of reddish edges and veining to it that really makes it stand out. It's massive. But so that's going on. Oh, and I was going to show y'all the wishbone flower that like came up from seed, and all of these over here just came up from seeds. This vinca, and then here's some more wishbone flowers. So I'm going to dig that up and put in a pot, and hopefully it'll get as crazy as the other stuff has gotten. I don't know how much more this little dead plum tree can withstand. I mean, it is really covered up with all these different vines. And I've got morning glories in here, I've got wisteria, and then I've got these blue butterfly pea. I was going to zoom in closer so you can see the flowers. These I really love. I'm going to show you the ones in the front yard in a minute. And they just came up from seed because I had grown some in a pot in the front yard, and then I had to rip it out. And so that just came up by itself. So I'm going to go and show you that in a minute. It's been raining so much I haven't even had a chance to pot up this new canna lily and this new silky milkweed. It's just been sitting here in the same spot, and I'm going to see if I can get over here to this spot to show you the blue butterfly weed. Okay, here is the blue butterfly pea, not butterfly weed, and the color is so stunning. And it was really expensive to buy seeds. I mean, relatively, I think, because a package, I think it was like $5, and they only gave me like 6 seeds, and I was like, well, what's going to happen if like none of them germinate? But at least 4 or 5 did, and now once you have seeds, you will always have them. But this is the one where you can you harvest the petals and you dry them, and when you make tea with it, I think it's, if you put lemon in it, it'll turn the whole drink pink. And you can buy this in a tea. But look, you can make your own if you grow it. And just show you how pretty, just that pretty blue. The color is stunning. While I'm standing here, I'm just going to show you what a jungle this is. And this is the way I let it get every year, because I want as much passion flower vine growing out here as I possibly can have. You can see here's some right here, because the Gulf fritillaries they are going to eat this all down to a nub. They really will. I always start to look for them in August, and this is the middle of August, so they should be showing up. And then I start to worry, and I think, oh no, are they really not going to come out this year? Is that what's going to happen? But they will. I just thought, I always seem to think that it's going to be early August, but maybe it's later. Here's a little skipper. See if I can get it in focus. Isn't it cute? It's so rare to see one not flying around and just being still. But that's some sort of butterfly right there. Isn't it cute with its big eyes? They have adorable little eyes. My mom gave me some, I want to say they're iris, but they could be lilies. And I planted them kind of here in the middle of, just the middle of the kind of the front yard, because I didn't really even have any space anywhere else. And they're the kind that you have to leave the rhizomes out for them to be able to bloom, and they have to see the sun. So I hope that these are going to make it. They look like they will, and I need to come around here and weed this and mulch it, and just, I didn't know what to expect, because I didn't know if the armadillos would come out here, or it's just you never know with them. But they've left it alone, so I'm very thankful. I'm letting my front yard be kind of a wild wonderland, and I think this beautyberry has been planted by birds who have come over and pooped some seed. And this is an incredible native shrub or bush that we have here. It gets these purple berries, and they're edible. You can make jelly with them. They're not tasty or anything. They're little, but they are so brilliantly purple, and so I'm really excited to have this growing in my front yard. And then I have something else here that's I think it's pokeweed, and it's going to get purple berries on it, and the birds have also planted this. And I'm not sure if this is sawtooth, but I've got several of these that are growing, 3 or 4 of them, and you know, those are native here. So I'm letting the birds help me garden a little bit in the front, because I want this to be a wild, thick wild jungle. Yeah, I think this is the beginnings of a saw palmetto. So what I'd really like to have in the front yard is native plants that provide shelter, cover, food, all the resources that native wildlife would like, except for, you know, I don't want to be feeding raccoons and deer. But I do want to have, you know, a lot of native stuff. In fact, that was what I was thinking of. I was thinking, why not turn the whole front yard into native plant central? You know, give them what they really want. It has rained every day this week, and I have not been able to do anything out here. But it's finally not raining, and I'm going to cut back these roses, because this Cecile Bruner rose is out of control. I mean, it is insane crazy. So I'm just going to show you the before, so you can see how crazy it is, and then I'm going to diligently cut it back. Okay, so it took me about 50 minutes to cut back some things, and now I'm just I'm sad because it looks so shorn. I still got some crazy bits, but there is a fine line between overgrown and magical, and I didn't find it. I had overgrown but slightly magical, and now it's like not magical and still kind of overgrown, but thankfully this stuff grows back really, really fast, so it's like a bad haircut, you know, it's not forever. I don't know if this would really be an accurate measurement of how much rain we've gotten, but you can see this thing is, I guess it's probably about a foot long, and I'm putting it there. We have gotten that much rain. That is insane. That's like 6 inches, but yeah, so I'm saving all this water to water things later. Thanks y'all for joining me on my garden tour. Not much has been going on, but you know what? I'm really excited about this change in the seasons, because coming up soon, I'm going to be propagating some stuff, and I'm going to be starting some stuff from seed, because you know, fall down here on the Gulf Coast is kind of like second spring. I mean, it's a new beginning. It's a fresh time, so I can't wait to hear about what is happening in y'all's gardens, and thank y'all so much for watching. I just appreciate y'all so much, and I enjoy your comments, and I love getting to know y'all. It has been a real blessing to me, so y'all have a blessed week, and I'll see you later. Thanks.